All right, welcome to our cube model. This is one that we just installed for one of our pioneers named Charles, who's been an absolute pleasure to work with. We actually built this in 9 days. Today's Sunday, and we started last Friday. So this has come together really quickly. We first started with the foundation. There's an existing concrete pad here that was from an old shed, and we modified it a bit. We extended it with these concrete blocks, and on top of it, we put our steel floor frame. Now, this frame can go really on top of any foundation we choose. It's quite rigid. And so going on top of a concrete pad right here was no problem for us at all. Standard though, we typically go onto helical piles, and that allows for a fast installation when there's no foundation there to begin with. Once our foundation was set, we were able to erect the whole structure in about a day and a half. That's one of the fastest parts of the build, because we just click together our floor panels and our wall panels and our ceiling panels, and then all of a sudden we have our insulated box that we can work with to put our cladding on, as well as build out that interior furniture. Really, any siding can go on top of this, but for Charles, we chose cedar siding that we sourced locally and then stained. And then on the back side is actually really cool. We're really excited to show you this. It's our aluminum siding. This looks super sleek. So the sun's just beginning to set, and you can see we got this matte finish. It kind of just looks like a MacBook. We were joking it's like the iBox or something, but we call it the Cube. So this aluminum siding has like a honeycomb structure to it, and it won't rust. And it's really, really sleek. Now you also see over here how we set up the electrical system. Because inside we only have lights and outlets to power, we're actually able to just power this with an extension cord. So we've just plugged it in the wall right here. And just like that, I've kind of turned off the whole Tinybox, but now it's back on. Once we clicked together all of the panels, it was a matter of, like I said, sheathing it, but also putting on that roofing. And for our roofing, we have a metal sloped roof that feeds into built-in gutters. And so up here, you can actually see our downspouts for those gutters at each corner. It's very minimalist and you can hardly see it, but when it rains, you'll have these little waterfalls coming out. Of course, we could do a downspout if we wanted, but where we are right now, it doesn't rain too much, so it should be just fine. So we have the main doors themselves, which are on a lift and slide mechanism. So they move just like butter. And then on the outside, we have this retractable mosquito net that allows you to have these doors wide open, still get that cross ventilation, but not allow any bugs in. It also kind of acts as a bit of a shade. We're gonna be putting on curtains inside in a moment, but this dims the light from the outside, inside, a decent amount already. So Charles likes to work from home most days, and he's gonna be using it for just that. But also, anytime his son wants to use this space as either a working room or even a place to nap or chill, he's got that functionality as well. So inside you can see we got a desk with some outlets that doubles as a Murphy bed. So we can pull this down from the wall and just let it fall. And as you can see, we got a full-size queen mattress here. In fact, this piece of paper, just as an example, we can leave that on the desk, and unless the wind blows it away, it won't move. So you could leave your laptop there, a glass of water, a glass of milk if you're Sasha behind the camera, and it will just stay, no problem. So we got plenty of storage space, a couple drawers, cupboards, more above the Murphy bed, tons of storage space. And we also actually went with a pine ceiling on the interior here that we trimmed with that cedar from the outside. Gives it this cottagey feel that I really quite like. We put on some laminate flooring for the ground here that complements that pine. Charles really liked lighter colors, so we went with this. And because we use doors on adjacent walls, when you're standing here over by the desk, you really just look straight into the outside. It's this great indoor-outdoor kind of feel where you're sheltered and you're in an insulated environment, but you still feel like you're outside. Over the course of these 9 days, the first few days went very quickly. Like I said, it was getting the structure up and just clicking together our wall panels. But the last few days have been all this finish work that we do to make sure it's at the level and quality that we want for all of our customers, and that honestly we're okay with as craftsmen. And so those last few days was things like that trim around the pine ceiling that Sasha behind the camera installed. Little paint, touch-up details, these kinds of things. We don't leave a job until we feel like that's where we want it. And over time, we're going to incorporate all these little finish work into our building system so it can come together even faster. I mean, 9 days is pretty quick, but I think by the time that we build this on yours, it might be 5, 4 days, maybe even 2. In just a few years, I think we're going to be there. So that concludes the tour and the build of our cube model, or as we call it, C to the power of 3, after Charles, of course. Thank you for watching, and if you want to look at what one of these costs, as well as see all of its specs, go ahead and head to our website at gotinybox.com. Maybe you're reviewing it from there already. Peace.